kind of like what I wanted. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't necessarily get it to what I wanted, but then it was like, okay, I need to build a mood. But then I was like, well, what's the mood? And it, so
Yeah.
like going through because I didn't listen to the lesson. I wasn't able to listen to it until today because I
Mm-hmm.
also started an astrology class, and that
Oh,
is
okay.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay.
I was like, what did I just do? Anyway.
So what are you learning in the astrology class? Well, we only have one more class left, so it's
Yeah.
not about to be. We'll be
Well,
done
no, I
next
mean
week.
like doing my work here and also doing my actual work.
Yes.
And then my last class for my NOP was last weekend, but we didn't do our presentation because not everybody was like ready, and my partner
Mm-hmm.
wasn't ready either. So we'll finish it this Friday. But I was like revamping my script or
Mm-hmm.
whatever and seeing what that sounded like because he gave me some pointers. So I was like, hopefully I got it, you know, better.
Right. Yeah.
So I got to still record that, but I just finished doing that one too.
Got you.
But in astrology, we're learning like pretty much everything. Because it's mainly like the natal charts and understanding like the planets, the transits,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to identify who someone is or why they have these particular traits. Um, and I thought it would be something pretty cool, as they would describe it, as a glimpse into someone's soul. So if someone gave you their birthday and their time that they were born, you could take a glimpse into who they really are without them really
Mm-hmm.
saying too much to you. So when you meet them, you kind of got an understanding of how this person is going to be, even if they don't know that's how they are. And
Yeah.
so it's like that's what we'll be like going over. And we just started. So it's like we're just learning like the basics and what does these terms mean, and then we'll dive into everything after that. But and then like they even talked about like we yesterday they were talking about retrograde and how technically they're not going backwards. It's just you don't feel the energy releasing until it's gone.
Wait, what does that
um,
mean?
so he used Mercury as an example, and he was saying how Mercury goes around the sun more times than we do. So that's why you end up having Mercury in retrograde a lot, and Mercury has to do with communication. So as the energy from Mercury as it approaches, it seems like communication is really good. Everybody is
Mm-hmm.
able to get along, and then it becomes really intense when it's like closer to us.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like everybody gets something to say, and then it becomes a little bit chaotic because the energy that Mercury is giving is a little bit loud. And then as it
Gotcha.
leaves, all that helpfulness that Mercury was giving you with communication starts to
Mm-hmm.
leave. So you end up going through almost like a withdrawal because
Oh, so that's what
you
it really
enjoyed it
is.
in the first. So that's what a retrograde is. It's just the energy starting to actually leave because it to us it looks like it's behind us,
Mm-hmm.
but actuality is still in front of us, depending on how you want to look at it.
Hmm.
But that was the interesting part. Like, oh, that was simple. I can understand that because I was
Yeah,
like,
because
I
I
knew
thought it
it.
was like the planet went reverse, but I guess that also doesn't make sense.
Right,
When you think about
exactly.
why would the planet just start moving in the opposite direction, you know?
Yes, and I think that's Uranus that does that. That does what it wants as far as tilting on its axis, and that's why it's like that's the
Mm,
planet of like when people are have that as their in their sun, they're a little bit all over the place, and it's
mm-hmm.
hard to conform to them because
Got
it
you.
moves
Okay.
as it pleases. It goes backwards, it goes forwards, and it'll spin however it pleases. But yeah, that's Mercury for you. I mean, not Mercury, Uranus.
Cool. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I figured
Very
I could kind of
interesting.
tie everything together, kind of what I'm doing to kind of fully understand someone, to kind
Mm-hmm.
of better help them, whether it's graphics or it's, in general, helping
Yeah.
them, that it would be easier to be like, oh, so, and then it'll be a good conversation starter and just be able to communicate with somebody a little bit easier because then I know who I'm kind of approaching.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Totally makes sense. Pretty cool. So I did hear from back from Jamila. She said she's just getting home late. So
okay.
she is going to join us.
Okay.
So we can do we can say the formal check-in, but Definitely. I know you had an opportunity to get through all the assignments now, or a lot of them. So did you want to take some time again? Or I think that maybe Jamila was it that we had to take some time to look at her statements again. Did you want to take some time to
Yeah,
get any
because we
other
had we had got we had did my statements, but it was hers that we were still.
kind of playing with?
Mhm.
Okay. Cool, cool. Was there anything you wanted to revisit? Because we're in the last two sessions.
I know. Well, I just want to say that I did book a one-on-one with you. I think it's this Friday
Yes,
or
I did see
Monday.
that. It's Monday. Okay,
Um,
cool.
yeah, either this Friday or Monday. I think I chose one
It
of
was
those
probably
two.
Monday because I don't think I have Friday available.
Yeah, then it's Monday.
Yeah, let me see. Yep, Monday at
Okay.
11.
Yeah, I
Okay,
had
cool.
created I did my digital vision board that I
Mhm.
planned to print out, but my sisters and them, like everybody that I kind of showed, was like, "Oh, this is really nice. This should be an offering." So I had one to get your opinion on that, but
Oh, cool. Like an offering for the
yeah,
vision board. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So I wanted to show you so you'll see what it looks like and see, like, kind of like where they, because I think I said it in a session, either last one or the one before, when I was like, I tried to start something called Manifest your Vision, Manifest Your Life. No,
Mhm.
Manifest Your Vision. And it was about vision board and like checking in with that. But it was like a rocky start to that. And I talked about digital vision boards, and then it kind of went off. But then I was like, I was determined to still do it. Like, I'm gonna still do
Mhm.
this, and it's still in time. Like, I don't have to do nothing at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You can start whenever.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't know. I didn't have. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I wasn't prepared to ask a question.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, I think that sounds like a cool idea. I think a lot of people are always trying to figure out like how do you start to really bring your goals? Because you want things,
Yeah.
but it's like how do you start to bring those things into fruition? I think all the tools that you're working on gaining and solidifying, that can be a great space to put that vision board collective, whatever that's going to end up looking like. That could be a great place to put that. Like we had talked about the different DBAs and maybe having a separate entity where you're doing more of the kind of coaching type of work.
Yes.
So maybe, this goes there,
Yes. Okay.
but can be
Okay.
offered to clients and, other people.
Okay. And I did put in for the DBA. I just did AK Marie Graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I actually went, and because I was looking for looking at my like not my peers, I don't say competition, looking at my peers because I'm on a competition for myself. I did go look at my peers and everything, and I was seeing kind of like how you had the mood. Everybody had that particular like feel of kind of what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me to realize I need to sit back and just do some stuff for fun in order
Mm-hmm.
to kind of just show my range of different things that I can do. And then I also went back and went to Facebook, and well, even on Instagram, I went to the different groups that had like logo designers and different things like that, and joined those groups, which they have been helpful so far. Of just seeing like what everyone else is kind of doing and getting different little tips of what's happening. So it's when I was looking at their colors and different things, but everybody had like I was like, it was kind of hard to pinpoint. But
Mm-hmm.
I can say everybody definitely had that mood board type of feel as far as what their look like, because it all kind of looked the same. Even the one lady who had like the um not neon pink, but she had like a bright fuchsia pink and black and a
Mm-hmm.
little gray and yellow. That was kind of like her color. But when you went to her page, it was like very pink. It was very loud, which it worked for her. But for me, I was like,
That's a
whoa.
lot. Yeah.
But then like how your cup, I found somebody that is just
Oh.
like your cup. That is almost like those exact colors is what
Mm.
she had used to
Oh,
be
fun.
exact. So it was like so I think I got more in my head as far as trying to pick my colors,
Yeah.
and trying to discover what is the mood that I'm trying to give. Because I know I have my favorite colors, but is that the mood that I'm giving.
Mhm.
So because it was my favorite colors that Adobe was kind of like shutting down. Like these don't. It's hard
Did
to
you look
read.
at color trends and see like just some examples of different um
No, I don't think I
there
did.
was a
I don't
lot
think.
of links in there, so it may have you may have missed it. There's a site called Adobe Color Trends, and I'll share my screen.
Okay.
And so with Adobe Color Trends, it actually gives you, I know when I'm working with clients to help them come up with colors, I always use the site because I'm not someone who's just going to know what works.
Okay.
So literally they give examples
Oh no, I
of,
didn't. I
yeah,
didn't
so
see
this
this.
was one of the sites. So this helps with seeing kind of what colors work together. So you can see like I'm loving some of these pictures and stuff. I see they got more
Yeah.
melanin. Um they sending me a
If you
code.
know how to that's Adobe for you
I
though.
know. Okay. Can I get in, please? Jeesh.
That's what it be feeling like nowadays. He be like, I don't want to do all
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so here we are. So fashion. So yeah, you see this picture. These are the hex, like they give you the hex codes and all of that for um the colors. So you can see in fashion, graphic design. You can also like view more. So they have, you can use the search tool as well to
Okay.
see some of the different options. Like if you typed in a color, they'll show you different sorts of collections in that color with that color incorporated.
Okay. Now,
Illustration.
when they say like architecture, illustration, fashion, is that what's popular within that
Hmm.
round? Okay.
Yep. It's like what's trendy right now.
Okay. Okay. You put me
Hmm.
on something totally new. I like this stuff.
Yeah. So if you're working with, this is something you can use as a tool too when you're working with clients and you're doing and they're needing to figure this stuff out. You can use this if they give you some color ideas. You can use this, and you can also use that search. Then what else they have? Explore. So this is where you also can see some different. I think right now, I guess this is they're using yellow. So every so often this changes, like what this part looks like.
Okay, because this is a trend currently. So that's
Hmm.
well, explore.
Yeah, and then what's under libraries? Because I don't really use libraries too much. Well, I guess this is maybe how you would categorize your stuff.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
And you said this
So
is
pretty
in
fun. So I love looking at it.
okay.
What did
Oh,
you
okay.
say?
I see it. I do see it. Okay. I was looking at all the other. I was looking at the added resources. I'm gonna
Hmm.
make sure I bookmark this one.
Yes, bookmark this. And I think this one was listed. It might
It
have
was
been
at
on
the
the homepage. I
very
don't know
end.
exactly where it is, but I know there was a lot of links and things I shared. But this is like probably the one that I recommend the highest because it actually just
Okay.
helps you to see everything. So, hey, Jamila.
Yay! Sorry I'm
Glad
late.
you made it. No worries. We had a little issues with the link anyway. So, we
Okay.
have
So
only
I'm
been
not
on
gonna
here a
be
little bit, maybe like 15 minutes.
okay, cool.
But I was
Um,
showing Amanda the link. I don't know if you got a chance to take a look. This Adobe color trends as far as like when you're picking your colors
oh cool.
using so when I was helping you with your colors, Jamila, like I went over here
Okay.
and found color palettes and stuff. So I was recommending for that if you're looking for color palettes for your brand or different offerings, or if you want to brand a particular offering that you're going to have, especially for you, Jamila, well actually for both of you, like those coaching programs and stuff, sometimes people come up with a whole look for that. So this can be a great space to look at that.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So
It
I'll
does.
unshare that.
So that was under the links.
It
Adobe
was
Color
inside
Trend.
there.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
was one of the links, but I can put the link if y'all want to bookmark it. I'll put it in our chat. Might be a little easier. Okay, cool. Well, let's do our formal check-in. Let's do our deep breaths. We didn't start all of this till you came. So let's breathe in, breathe out, release. Breathing in, taking a deep breath, and breathing out, release. Then last deep breath, taking a breath in and then release. All righty. We're here. We started. So let's talk about lessons and wins since last week.
So lessons and wins. So wins, I finally got this website going. So that was definitely a win.
Yeah, for that client, right?
Yes. It
Okay,
finally
cool.
we had a few more issues, but it got up yesterday. So the client was very, very happy. But another thing that jogged, because I was saying it earlier, as far as creating more of a portfolio, I got to pull everything that I've done. I got hard drives all over the place, but I realized how much I do need to expand my portfolio and update it with a couple of things, because I did have someone, the lady that I'm doing the website for, they need a logo. But my brother was like, the way that they function anyway is always trying to get the lowest of the lowest. And so they wanted me to give them samples of their actual logo to see if they want to work with me. And I was like, no, that's doing the work.
Yeah.
That's legit doing the work. But it was a lesson to me, because if I just start to do a little bit more, I can have more of a vast of just directions that I can go. Because I think I sent her about 10, and not to say that that 10 wasn't good, but I know when people get a chance and you start looking through little stuff and you be like, oh, see something similar, see something that sparks an interest in you, to say yes, that person can. So that's was my lesson, was okay, I can just do some stuff for fun, just because I want to. So I
Yeah.
can add it to my portfolio, and then I can add it to my site, a digital portfolio. So if anybody wants to see anything, I don't have to play that game of, oh, let me pull and let me find out where everything is. I can have it more in order for someone to actually fully see. So that was my
Totally
lesson.
makes sense.
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. Anything else to share?
um, no, not at this very moment. Not that I can think of. It's not on my brain.
Well, you started the astrology class.
Oh, yes. That is true.
Love
Yes, I
that.
started an astrology class. It's actually 40 classes.
Whoa.
Are you
So we will be
serious?
done. Yeah, it will be
Wow.
done in February. And the goal is like, that's the beginner's class at that. So there's another additional class that you can take, and that class is to try to get you ready to actually take an astronomer, the astrology uh, exam, so you can be have those titles as being a legit astrologer.
Is
And
it
you
a
can say,
live class?
Mhm. It's a live class. So
Wow.
it's like it's
That's
about
so
30 people
cool.
in the class. And we're all talking. I don't know if you know Astro Einstein on Facebook,
Remember
but
Astro.
that's the gentleman that is his academy. He has another guy that's teaching the class though, which is still fine because he's been doing it for about 20 years, learning and doing different things. So he's very thorough in what he's saying and the knowledge that he has to give. And then the people that's in the class, some of them are actually on tour with Astro as far as doing past life regressions and different things. He just want to make sure that they have the basics as far as astrology goes, just so they can help with reading natal charts. So it's pretty cool because it's like you get the vibe of everybody that's in there, and it's a lot of information to get and to receive. But I'm like, yeah, this is going to be real fun to be able to do. Yeah.
Cool.
That's
I
so
love
cool.
that. Well, that's a
Yes.
cool journey. And this is going to be wrapping up. So then we're going to be moving into that next journey for you. So I think that sounds awesome.
Yes.
Great, great, great. And also, you ladies, I know next week is our last session where we're going to be meeting. Oh my gosh. But I did want us to have like a little small, it's usually like an hour, kind of like a little bit, I call it a graduation ceremony, but it's really just a powwow where we're reflecting on our experience the past few, several weeks. We can invite people, friends and family who love us, who support us, who are aware that we've been through this journey, to come and just, love on us and share with them what we've learned and kind of where we're moving in our businesses, where we started and where we are now. And so I wanted to see when you all were available. I typically do it on a weekend day
Okay.
because, our families and stuff can join. And so I did want to know, does December 5th work for you ladies?
It just depends on the time. If it's more in the afternoon, yes.
Okay. Like 3:00?
Yeah, that should be fine.
How about you, Jamila?
Yeah. So you said the 5th at 3:00?
Yeah, would that work?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. I'll make a calendar invite. Graduation. This is awesome. Okay. Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Amanda. And how about you, Jamila? When's lessons?
Yeah. So okay, I put it in my phone. For me, I would say as I'm wrapping up my contract, I'm kind of like looking at, what I've learned throughout the process. Like I learned how to file a 990. So I completed that this week. And that was a pretty long project, actually. I didn't know it was so complicated. And that's like I don't know, y'all probably know, it's like the taxes that you file for a nonprofit.
I didn't know, actually. I'm not going to lie to you.
I mean, I didn't know what it was either until
It sounded familiar, but I was like, is it?
Yeah.
So they were asking you to do that. How is that? What's your job responsibility?
A whole bunch of random. Girl, okay, so
anyway, you know how to do it.
Let me digress a little bit. So basically, they have me hosting their annual conference, which is very peculiar, right? Because whole time you've been like giving me hell, and now you want me to host your annual event.
Like you're gonna be the MC when you say host. Okay, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a great opportunity, and it's a great skill to build. It's a skill that I've always wanted to build, public speaking. So that has been definitely a win, I would say.
When is the conference?
It was today, this morning, from 8 to 1, and then it'll be tomorrow again from 8 to 1.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's a virtual conference.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, so that has been good. Just kind of like thinking about some of the things that I've been doing. Like I was making flyers for them as well.
Nice.
So that's something that I've done it before, but only like for myself.
You were doing it on Canva?
Right, exactly. So I did all their stuff on Canva. Got a lot of feedback on that, but yeah, it's just all information I can take with me. So I would say those are the wins and lessons.
Okay, pretty cool. So what is the focus of the conference?
So it's a social justice conference, and we've had speakers. The Minnesota Attorney General is going to be speaking tomorrow. We had 2 authors speak. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Resmaa Menakem.
Did she go to prison?
No. So it's this guy, actually. He's a therapist.
And
he wrote this book.
I'm on.
This is like he wrote this award-winning book, My Grandmother's Hands.
Oh yeah, I've seen that book. Okay.
Yeah, and so
they had some good people.
Yeah, he was amazing. I was like, wow. And there was a very well-known reverend speaking. And so after I heard the reverend speak, which was in our juvenile justice panel breakout session that we had, he was talking about like Black people having accountability, you know what I mean, for some of the things that have been continuing in our community, such as gang violence, just like how we treat each other. Like we keep asking the government to change, you know, and for white people to change and all this kind of stuff, but like how are we treating each other? You know, it goes back to like the whole weaponization of hip hop thing, where it's like all they're talking about is violence and drugs, you know, and this is what is infiltrating the minds of our youth. So I was like, dang, it really is like motivating me to start this nonprofit to provide mentorship, to
chill
provide
skills and
trap yoga and chill skills, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Sweet teas.
Because we are responsible for our youth. We can't keep, you know, just like these white people, they just like, we don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like, they don't know what to do either. You know what I mean? It's like so bad right now. Like, how do we change all these things? So like, yeah.
Yeah, what I was thinking of, this is a whole, I won't let this go off into a tangent. What I was thinking of as you were speaking is like how when you talk about hip hop, the people who profit the most out of hip hop are those white executives, those individuals at those record labels, who are saying this is what we're going to push into mass media and we're going to profit off. Like it's, they monetize it and they profit off of it.
Right.
Ultimately. So I feel like those issues are so interconnected.
Yeah.
And separate in certain ways. But yeah. I think it sounds like a really cool conference though.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool
and that's great they tapped you to host.
Yeah.
They treat you like in an abusive manner. Like sometimes they're heavily critiquing you and then other times they're giving you these wonderful opportunities. They're just amazing. And
it's so weird to me, but
yeah. You know, have they talked to you about your contract or what you want to do? Or
no conversation. I mean, they're integrating this other lady in. Oh, she's just gonna do a little bit of this and a little bit of that or whatever. Let her know if you need anything. Give her all the passwords. Give her all the information. I'm like, great, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Even so, yeah.
We'll see what that turns out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yes. So I do want to make sure we take some time to talk about. Oh, did you have anything to add? Windsor lessons before we move on?
No.
Okay.
Sweet girl.
I did want to talk about business model stuff because I don't think we had a chance to like revisit that a whole lot last session. So like, where are you ladies kind of in the business model? Have you been, and I know like the process of kind of rethinking your services and offerings and all that is a process. But I definitely want to hear where you both are with that. And if you need any support, if there's anything we can brainstorm during this time about it.
Well, one thing that I was thinking about as far as Goddess Waist Beads, I met this guy who makes jewelry, but he makes like kind of like kinky jewelry.
What does that mean?
Like he'll do like chokers and like just like, you know, like stuff around the legs, stuff around the hips sometimes. And he also incorporates crystals and he studies crystals and all this kind of stuff. So I've been trying to think of a possible business model that would support some of that.
Well, I think it's ultimately having that space for other types of physical products. Like you have the waist beads, but it could also be other products that accentuate the waist or other body adornment type items.
Okay.
So it's really more so thinking of it like, okay, I'm going to have physical products. I'm going to also have services that I offer. And so like, what are the physical products I'm going to offer? And then what are the services? Is there some incorporation to where if someone signs up into a program or some particular service, would they get a product? You know, and maybe be working with the waist beads, definitely with certain things. They could be working with the waist beads during the experience.
Okay.
So you kind of want to think of like that integration, less separation and more integration of those items. And as people are, growing a better relationship with their waist, they may want to adorn
Yeah.
their bodies more.
Okay. So you're thinking of more so like um allowing people to like have the ability to customize and do all this stuff, but like within the course.
Like that could be. I mean, you could offer it separated too, but if you think about it, it's more bang for your energy to like give, really focus on those physical products for the people that are already in some sort of like ongoing relationship with you through one of those programs and making the physical products something that is included. Also, I think people like having a physical, tangible item. What do you think, Amanda?
I think people do like tangible items to hold on to. And I thought about a quiz of some sort to identify what type of crystals so you can regulate because there's so many out there. You don't want anybody to go off on a tangent and be trying to grab
Right.
something that you're not about to go get because it's way
Mhm.
too expensive to get in the first place. Give me a second. Let me get some water.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I like that idea. Is to choose.
What date did you say you were coming to Atlanta?
I'm coming Thanksgiving
How long
Day.
are you going to be here?
I think I'll probably be there for the weekend.
Okay.
Into the weekend. Yeah.
I come back Friday.
I come back on Friday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we should definitely link up.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Well, they love you. Maybe you can come to lunch with us again if you're not busy on Saturday.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
They always ask about you. They're like,
really? Oh my gosh, they was so nice.
Yeah.
Who y'all talking about?
One of my clients, the last time she came to Atlanta, one of my clients, they do lunch on like Saturdays.
Uh-huh.
It's the same lunch every week. It's spaghetti, wine, and salad, and sometimes a dessert and bread. And so she was here like a little bit because you came for lunch and you came.
Didn't they do Thanksgiving? Or was that Christmas?
No, it was Christmas. They did Christmas. Yeah.
That was fun.
So, and they always ask about her. I was like, oh, well, she said she's going to be in town next week. I was like, oh, you come in town? We have to go back.
Oh, nice. They were super nice. And the place is super dope too. I really like it.
Yeah. It still look about the same. There's probably like a few little changes, but
they got like big old doors and like
chandeliers. They sell antique,
like
architectural
antique
Okay.
furniture.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have a big warehouse of stuff. And then we have to get that Christmas picture, but that's a whole other thing. We won't go off on a tangent, but yeah. Yeah, I think so. What else have you been thinking about as far as like service offerings? I know we talked about the goddess waist concept. Yeah. I don't know if you had some more time to think about that.
Yes. So I was kind of thinking about like some of the things that I'm currently a part of, which is the Miriam Hasna School of
that lady.
Yeah. So that's $35 a month. Plus, or if you do like the upgraded, like premium version of it, it's $75 a month. And she gets on there, it's either once a month or twice a month. And she does a video on a subject or something like that. And that's how they kind of work through her subject matter. And then she has like a library of things. So I was thinking maybe we could do something kind of like that. Maybe not to that extent, but something either weekly or monthly where we do like a 21-day, some sort of 21-day challenge and provide support. And then we also incorporate like a monthly box.
Okay.
What would you put in the box?
So I have a friend that is seeking to like source Palo Santo, but she's like trying to make it like she's trying to do like an ethical Palo Santo. So like something like that where we feature like spiritual goods, but from like small business owners, women of color, or just Black owned businesses in general. Oh, and then another thing that I thought was really cute, that I got from the event was like a little coupon book.
This
That
is from the conference.
This was a different event that I went to.
Okay.
This girl in Minneapolis, she opened her own co-working space, but it's like for women of color, self-identified women of color, Black women actually. She specified it, and she charges $40 a month. People come into the space for 2 days. It's only 2 days a week though, but yeah, she offered in her thing coupons of like local places that had like massages or acupuncture or smoothie bar, like that kind of thing.
So you get coupons on like local businesses?
Yeah.
So you're saying that's something you may include in your box?
Right.
Okay.
Would that be more a local thing, or is that would it start local, or would that go national to some degree if you're going to put it in the box for people to be able to use depending on where they are? So if I get the box here in Michigan, would those coupons and different things be able to benefit me?
Apply to you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure. And I wonder if it's even like what that would even look like as far as the partnerships with the companies and stuff like that. But in my mind, I was thinking local.
Okay.
But again, I'm not sure. How does that benefit? I'm not sure how that would benefit me. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, like what would be the trade-off? I just thought it was super cute that she did that, and I feel that it kind of creates a community base where it's like, oh, I went to that acupuncture and she was great. Now you can talk to people at the place about it and check that out, blah, blah, blah. But her company is local, so that makes sense that she would.
I mean, situations where maybe you have an affiliate relationship and you get some sort of fee from people signing up.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, because I'm like, they'll be the ones that know within their area what's going on. So it's kind of make that community a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Have you given thought to any like programs or things like that that you may want to do?
I really want to do, and so I was thinking about starting this actually like December 1st, like a detox group. Where like me and my sister, she's always wanted to do detox or fast or whatever. And so where we create some sort of support group for a particular cleanse or detox. That would kind of be like where I start, I think, like in the immediate future. And then I think as I kind of go along, I could add in the yoga, add in different like manifestation type of classes and stuff like that.
So would you charge people, or would this just be a free offering to get more people to start to build up the right kind of community?
For the first one, I wouldn't charge people. I don't think. I would just kind of want to start building that community where we could like be consistent together and see the impact of it. And then the next one we could charge for.
Okay. Got you. Yeah, I think it's giving some time, because we kind of talked about how like the process, if you're bringing on like a group and you kind of beta them through something, so you have some time over the holiday to kind of think about what a very like pilot of something would look like that incorporates some of the elements that you want to incorporate. And of course, you always have that opportunity and time later on to add more things to it,
right,
as well. But it's a great time to think about like just kind of like what would that rough outline be.
Okay. Okay. How long do you think the timeline for something like that should be?
To create it, or to take someone through it?
To create it.
I don't think it took me that long. I think I created it in a couple of weeks and then kind of started out bringing people on to doing it. But you do have to think about, like, you have to put some things in place as far as, okay, if people are going to sign up, what's going to be the process for them to sign up? What's going to be the platforms and things that you're going to use to bring people through the experience?
Okay.
So you have to think about some things logistically, how you would, hey, like, what would the enrollment process be? What I did like some free classes, and at the end of the free class, I offer people the opportunity to sign up. But you could do something where people could set up an appointment with you, or you do a free class and they sign up, or you could use the detox group as the people you try to kind of pitch it to get your first few folks.
Okay.
There's a number of different, strategies. But really, you start with like, what is the end outcome that you want them to be able to have?
And then work your way back.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay. Cool. I like that.
Nice. How about you, Amanda? Have you given any thought to services, either with your coaching work or with the graphics work?
Really, it was just the vision board one on both ends of the spectrum, because it does go highly in both sides of the spectrum, because it did take some time of putting that together and making it look nice, and the feel and everything for it. Every time I see it, I smile. I get all giddy about it. Be like, this is so cute. Let me reread it all over again. So that would be something that I definitely would want to bring. But as far as I don't think I had any other new additional offerings that I wanted to do. I think I just want to start with those particular ones and kind of like master those particular options.
Okay.
And like I said, start those particular offerings. And then I think, having fun with graphics try to figure out a way to show people how to have fun with it. Because there's a lot of people that use Canva, but just showing them and understanding that knowledge. But that goes back into the classes. Understanding and realizing the different sizes and why stuff may come out like this, and understanding those different things. I did see some of my peers providing that type of knowledge within their Instagram,
interesting.
feeding different knowledge out. So would consider them as an expert, and somebody probably would call on them to ask them certain questions or have that particular consulting moment. So that's definitely something that I will probably want to make sure that I put around my classes or coaching, however you want to put it. Well, I guess both, because I can do both. Um,
Mhm.
I guess the classes could be like a mini class to lead into coaching. Um, Kind of like a free offering where it's not going too deep into it, but just enough information to kind of pull you along to want to know more.
Mhm.
And be like, there's something missing. I need to know more. So I guess building that out and making that connection with that, as well as just making. I think the subscription part needs my portfolio to be kind of
Yeah.
stronger, and offering that so they can see the vast opportunities of what they have. And like I said, I have it. Question is, I gotta go. I gotta go find the
Gotta put
two
it all
hard
together.
drives, yeah, and put it all together. So that's definitely a project that I would want to do. But that's something I would want to kick off at the beginning of the year, for sure. Because I know it's a ton because I've been doing it for so long. I just never really gave it. I never put it all in one spot. I just
Mhm.
kind of left it in the folder of what the client was and let it be. Um, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And something was coming to my mind as you were speaking. What was it? Oh, I was gonna say for the graphics, if there's information that you wanted to share, you could always create like use YouTube or something like that to house kind of like videos or certain content that you feel like people should know maybe before they work with you or after they're hired, and like whatever it is that you're sending, that automated email that you may set up through Honeybook, maybe it comes with a link or two
Hmm.
that is with videos to YouTube that's where you're explaining certain things to them. There's some ways where you can kind of just let that live in a digital space and just send those links out, and it doesn't have to be like,
Oh, that's right.
you're constantly educating people about that kind of stuff.
Hmm. That would be helpful so not to have to repeat and repeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. And then just yeah, and just I guess once I'm done with this class, I'll see how I want to incorporate the astrology, the natal charts into like graphics. I think I can do
Hmm.
something as far as time, because then it would again tap on both sides of the spectrum, but seeing how I could tie that in with uh, with a graphic approach, taking your natal charts and kind of seeing what kind of fits or what kind of ride, the feel for a
Hmm.
person, so they can kind of better narrow down on what they're looking for or trying to do
Yeah.
with their business, as far as the look goes.
Hmm.
As far as the look goes, as well as I mean, I also did. It was the customer service. That's the part that was. I was like, it was something else.
Yeah. Yeah. I do remember you
The
mentioning
customer
that.
experience, like how can they provide that better customer experience based on kind of like how they are, without them going out of their norm or feeling like this is too much. I'm doing too much for people, but it's your love. It's kind of like your love language and understanding all of that
Hmm.
on how you can better present that culture within your company or your brand, and understanding that. So that's something I would want to add. It's the customer experience portion that ties in with their branding.
Cool. Yeah. And what may also be good, like as a lead generator, because you mentioned having, maybe some free classes, also quizzes. So if someone could
Okay.
take a quiz and see what colors may work best for their brand, or
Mm.
what design styles or something may work great for their brand. And, once they complete that survey, then they have an opportunity to set up a time with you to meet to discuss further, like how you can support them.
I
So
like
that's
that.
a way to kind of lead people to certain services.
That's true. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
like
think
that.
that's something cool to think about.
Yeah.
Anything you have
definitely
to
is.
add, Jamila?
I really like those ideas, and I think there is a lot that you could do with the astrology and the natal chart and the graphic design. Like I think there's like so I think it's such a cool dichotomy, and like you could, I don't know. I'm just thinking like for myself personally how much I love um customized astrology type stuff. So I don't know if you could maybe like develop packages or something like that that has um I don't know. So I kind of have like two couple thoughts going on. Like one way it could be like if I have an Instagram and I'm looking for content and I'm looking for specific type of birth chart, whatever astrology content, could you design something for me that I could use as content on my page? Like for Goddess Waist Beads, for example, I want to post more stuff on there that I can use to buy, you know, graphics or
Templates or
templates. Yeah, like that.
Canva templates are popular, and I've bought those
Yeah.
before.
Canva, there you go. See, I didn't even know that was a thing, but I'm like,
Yeah,
something where I could,
Canva has its own templates, but you can also purchase templates from third parties and import them into someone's Canva. You can import them into your own Canva account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that would be super cool. Or, designing, I don't know, like when I was at the conference, there was this girl who was a t-shirt designer. And really she just put like affirmations on the t-shirt. T-shirts were just like she sold so many t-shirts, she quit her job and now she's full-time. She sells her t-shirts and then she coaches other people on how to start their own t-shirt business, which I think is just super cool because like, people have things that they want to say or whatever. So, I mean, if there was some way you could design graphics for some type of physical product that would even incorporate, astrology somehow, I think that would be super cool,
Yeah, I did read. I know that's not, it's same but not same, that one of the top leading things that's in graphics other than UI, UX, graphics, which is mainly like your animation, but the other side was packaging. It was all packaging. Packaging was like the second type of graphics that was leading. But I guess because a lot more people are putting out more of their own products and they need that type of packaging. So thank you for bringing that up because I did see that in the research. I forgot all about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm even looking at like, so do you design like something for a box, maybe like
yeah, I would have to once
like
you get the dimensions,
something like this, or
I would have to get the measurements around it and then I can create that.
Yeah,
because they have those too, so it can fold in, or when you go to get it printed, because it has to be flat and you got to know all the dimensions and the cuts. But it's definitely something that's doable.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, that would be.
I think product design, that could also, even when you're thinking about services, like because with the logo, my only thing with the logo is if you're just doing a logo alone for someone, it's not lucrative enough. But if you are having packages where I'll do your logo, your box design, your several things, that can be and it's a package, that makes it more worth your while.
It would be, because that is more of a group
too. It's worth their while too, because they don't have to go around to different designers to do this, different designers to do that. Like one person is kind of getting them completely started.
Yeah, and that would probably go good with this type of subscription too. because then I would take care of all of that, so they won't have to worry about like you said, the individual fees. It could be all laid out. Even, I mean, I can do it a la carte, but if you do it as a package, these are all the things that I can offer
Yeah.
for you. I shouldn't say.
And I probably wouldn't offer it a la carte, but.
Well, I'd say that for, say, someone, I don't want to eliminate the person who already has kind of like their logo and they're happy with it, but they're now needing to kind of branch off. But for that person, if they was to come to me for their product design, because the person that they dealt with couldn't, I can also weave in other offerings. So it may start off as an a la carte because I don't want them to think that they can't do it because this package says logo, this, and that. And they're like, well, I already have that, but I do need the last couple of parts of this. And so I can make that can become a customized package.
Okay.
That's so I maybe not a la carte, maybe just a la carte customized.
Yeah.
So they can start where they, so I can meet them where they are.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
Makes sense. And while we're talking about that, I'm going to pull up your lesson 7. Were you able to put some things on here? Or
there's nothing on it, but if we could go to the one of, because we did the trends, but the one, could we go over some type of, I mean, I know we went over the trends, but some type of mood. Can we talk about that though?
Talk about which one you said?
The mood board.
The mood board. Okay.
Because I know that, I don't know where you got no, that was Fiverr that you had pulled a sample of that mood board, and then it was the Canva that they kind of put it all together and they put the wording on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy because this is the part that stumped me the most, and this is what I should do, right? But I think it's because it's for myself.
Yeah. Do you do mood boards for clients and stuff?
I've never have done a mood board. I have done I like your chart, by the way. I have done that chart for individuals. What company ID? I've done that board before, but never started as a mood board. It reminds me of I don't know if y'all ever seen, because it's not on TV anymore, but it was on HGTV, and that's how she used to design and put the colors in someone's house. She would talk to them and she would find out like the stuff that they had liked, like what was your favorite trip and do you have a picture of it? And then she would take that and she would build all these colors off of it. I cannot remember the name of that show. I used to love that show because she would have a color wheel of everything and which directions to go, because you wouldn't use all of it, but it was like that mood board. And I think that's why I'm like, I'm kind of like infatuated of trying to figure that out, because I feel like once I see that, it'll be more helpful in picking my colors. Because as far as like my writing goes, I like I've always loved what is it, Gorman, Garamond.
Oh, okay.
I've always liked.
I'll be calling it Garamond. That's one of my fonts for my business. Yeah, I call it Garamond. Yeah. I don't know what it really is, but
right. But I love that font for some reason. I've always liked that font. So as far as like my writing and different stuff, I think it would be that. But I think I've always, because even when I made my logo, I never put color to it. It's black and white as of right now. And I could never, and every time I try to do color, I keep getting stumped. So I think my most important thing is I gotta figure out my mood. My mood board is like the thing that I think is gonna help me break through that. Because like I said, I've played with a lot of different colors and I'm like, I'm not feeling that. But if I can tag that to it, figure that out. So how did you kind of come up with your particular board as far as like, this is the field that I wanted to go for?
Well, I do different ones. Okay. I've done different ones for different things. I think what I always kind of start with, a lot of times I have words because I'm like a words person. So I may have words that kind of describe the feeling. So we kind of picked out some different values, for example. So it could be taking those values, translating them to an emotion, and then translating that emotion to a visual, color wise, or picture wise. Usually I do well with adjectives. So I'm like, okay, I want my brand to come across as feminine, fun, informative, knowledgeable. So I think about imagery, and part of it is fun. Like there isn't a right or wrong way to do it. It's that opportunity for you to play around and actually, like, whatever imagery is swirling around in your mind, trying to like actually nail it down.
Okay.
Nail it down so it's giving off a vibe. And the way you would incorporate it, it's going to be in so many things, because you're going to have it in the literal colors, right? Which you were still figuring out kind of like what you wanted the colors to be. And also, like, we didn't have much time to get into all that. So totally understand that part. So you're playing around with the colors, but the colors are going to influence like the imagery that you use, textures. If we're using imagery of various textures to give it a feel. So of course, it's easy to use in like fashion and things where there's going to be like a visual product that's going to be produced. Whereas when you think of it for something where there isn't going to be a physical product, you think of it as if this is the feel of like maybe how my Instagram will look. This is the feel and the vibe of how my website will come across. This is the feel and vibe of how if someone's getting my HoneyBook items for me, if they're getting different materials from me through HoneyBook, this is how that is going to look. So it's helping you to bring in the vibe.
Okay.
Well, like putting together that overall vibe together. So it requires like playing around, just like when you put together a vision board, and especially a digital one where you're searching around for different images that match, where you are, what the vibe is going to be.
Sure. So
it's like the funner part,
Yeah.
It's like mind, more feel, more heart.
Okay.
Jamila, did you have an opportunity to get into the mood board? Because I know we had a whole issue.
No, I didn't. But I'm definitely going to.
Okay. Yeah, so we can have some time to chat about it next week for sure, since I know it was sent out late, so you ladies may not have had an opportunity to really get into it. So we'll have that opportunity for sure next week. But yeah, that's just the overall mood board. It's definitely the chance to have fun. And anytime in situations where I've had large classes, everyone presents their mood board and they got something wacky and fun on it, and
right.
It's an opportunity for them to express their creativity.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it's really for.
Okay.
For sure. And Jamila, I want to give us some time too. Any more questions about lesson 7?
What was that again?
Lesson 7 is like where you're doing your visual, kind of like your visual brand identity.
Oh,
but it was issues. So if you hadn't looked at the lesson, I just put it up like yesterday evening. Okay. So you may need some time to check a look at it, but definitely feel free. If you need to schedule a check-in, we can schedule a check-in. I'll have some downtime next week for the holidays, so definitely can chat if there's any questions as y'all are working through that.
Okay.
And then Jamila, I did want to revisit your brand because we kind of left off on your statements, and I wanted to be able to go back and revisit some of your statements. And I don't know if you had an opportunity to revisit. So I know like where we left off last week, we were talking about Goddess Waist and like Goddess Waist beads being a product, but maybe your company itself is like Goddess Waist, and that's highlighting the waist. So had you given more thought to like what that looks like, what the language for that is? I think it looks like you added some new language in here.
Did I?
Or did you do this during?
Was it? Oh man, I just had it.
Can you see
Lesson
my
5,
screen?
right?
Oh, my screen is not even shared right. Okay. Let me share. Here we go.
What's going on there?
Can y'all see? So this, it looks like you added some new things. Maybe you had this the last time. I don't think you had this the last time.
I think these were notes I was adding in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Goddess Ways to Academy. Yep. Yeah. I mean, so just thinking about the cleanse. I think I'd rather call it a cleanse over a detox.
That sounds more, nicer.
Yeah, and then there are detox specialists out there, so I don't want there to be any confusion. But as far as the waste is concerned, and how it correlates to like your gut health, and the fact that it correlates to your gut health, which is like a big part of your overall health, along with the fact that it has such what's the word? A spiritual aspect as well. Just trying to like connect those two, like the physical and the spiritual, when it comes to the waste.
Do you feel like the program is working from the inside out or the outside in? Or your work, maybe not the program itself, but just your work.
Definitely inside out.
Okay.
I would say inside out. I mean, so you can also do it the other way around, right? But and as far as the waist beads are concerned, there could be a shift for you after wearing the waist beads for some period of time. Mm-hmm. But I definitely think from my perspective, the way I would work it is from dealing with the mental shift and then letting that lead to the physical shift.
Okay.
So does the mental shift have to be the mind?
I mean,
I only say that because you think both with your gut and your mind. So that's why I was asking you that question.
That's a great point.
Because if you're talking about spiritually going inside, your gut is where is kind of that it gives you that feeling, that intuition.
Yeah.
That's that between your sacral and your solar plex, which is your spiritual, your willpower, your creativity, everything to actually make everything. Not to say any of the other ones are not important, but if for you looking at it as far as your goddess waist beads and detoxing, it's kind of like clearing the mind. Mm-hmm. And then someone's like, well, how is detox clearing my mind? And then you can go into the spiel of how important it is to clean your gut. Even if you are not feeling good, the first thing my move is to always, when was the last time that I poop? Like, let's get dirty and let's talk about shit. I mean, but you can have those type of, talks because I think it would draw people in, but they don't technically realize how important it is. Um, in so many ways, as far as holding on to weight, creating other bad habits and different things, and um, waking up a sleeping giant within your gut if you don't take care of it. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the mind shift you could play around with just creating a different mind shift.
Yeah. Kind of like it would be like an overall cleanse,
Yeah.
not just for the body, but for everything, to get out all of the junk, to do whatever shadow work needs to be done. Um, yeah, like rebirth, basically.
Yeah, something else coming to mind is like your first statement is like serves Black women that wish to experience connection to their African ancestry. So I feel like a way to end that sentence, and the like, who does your business serve? I was thinking like basically they're making these connections to their body, their ancestry, and their spiritual, their higher selves through honoring their waste.
Mm, I
I
like that.
like it.
Do you have the document open, or do you want me to type it on there?
Yeah, could you type it in? I couldn't find it for some
It's
reason.
like, well,
I'm taking
I
notes.
sure
for this.
can.
Thank
So I
you.
said something like,
Connecting their
yeah, ancestry. Um,
higher self.
and what was it in their body, or what was the other one?
Yep, body.
Through honoring their waste. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, honoring.
Hmm.
Or by learning how to honor their ways.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
The two was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That feels closer to
What you're trying
what
to
we're trying
say.
to do.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. What do you feel like your vision is for this work?
Um, my vision is to create a collective of women, Black women, who can, I would like to say, transform their lives, elevate their lives. But it's by just going back and addressing some of the basics, um, so that you can have that breakthrough that you're looking for.
I like it.
Healing
I
and wealthy
like
Black
that.
women.
Happy, healthy, and wealthy
I
Black
like it.
women. I
Yeah.
like it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I like that we're writing.
I like, yeah.
This is the world. I have a dream. You know?
I have a dream that all Black women
are happy.
So is the vision statement more so like very positive?
So the vision statement is like what you want to see the world like as a result of your work. This is the way the world is different.
Okay.
Like this is our impact. So it's like a big statement as far as like every person with a disability now has the resources they need to thrive in life, you know?
Okay.
Something like that. So you're thinking of like really big picture.
Okay.
Or happy, healthy, and wealthy.
No, I think that's really cute. So where do you put that? Like, where does that come in?
So these statements, they're not like you're not going to put on your website, this is my mission statement. This is my vision statement. It's more so they'll come up when, for example, you apply for, if you were to apply for a program or a grant, this language will come up there because oftentimes they'll ask questions about your business. And you have to explain what it is. It'll come up when it's time to put together your website or rework your copy that's going to go on your website, and you're explaining what your business is, what it's about. You may incorporate this copy into like a sales page for programs that you may have. So when someone is visiting, so it's often used very primarily on the website, on any sort of digital platforms that you're present on, and you're verbally communicating or using language to communicate about your business is going to be used there. And definitely in any other places where your business is being presented. So say you're vendoring at a space and they're going to be, you know, sharing information like a blurb about your business. This is where you could go and ultimately have these statements to pull from, to put, because ideally you want to have something like this in your Google Drive with all your statements kind of just lined up. So if somebody's like, oh, can you send me a couple of sentences about your business? You can be like, here you go, copy paste. And I've had people who've gone through the program and previous earlier this year, they were saying that they were applying for some different like grants and, you know, just different monies and stuff that was available for small businesses, and that she was able to pull, it was very helpful for her to pull this language.
Okay.
To be able, okay, now I have all this ready. Boom. So it's definitely worth like, and I like play with my language all the time. And like part of what I'm going to be spending time over the last quarter of the rest of this year is going back and looking at all my statements and saying, okay, like, where do my statements stand now? Because as your business evolves, these statements are going to evolve with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that help answer? Am I being clear?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Well, I hope this is a good start. I don't feel like we fully finalized everything, but I hope this puts you in a good place to, you know, because you're kind of like ideating about a lot of things, I know, at this space, at this juncture.
Yeah.
So I hope this is helpful.
Yeah.
Did you have
definitely.
any lasting thoughts, Amanda, about
No, I think the vision statement, I mean, with both of them, umbrellas everything that you are trying to do, to be honest with you, as far as with the detox, the weight speeds, the trap yoga and chill skills. Maybe, I mean, I know it says all Black women. Could we put young and is that proper to say?
Maybe
young and
women
old?
and girls.
Women and girls, yeah, because since she's going to be focusing on middle schoolers, I think that and high schoolers, I think it would be good to incorporate that.
That chill skills and trap yoga will be so good for young Black girls. Oh,
I'm saying,
yeah,
they need it. They need it
really bad.
I actually work with an after school program. I've been working with them the past couple of months, and I noticed, like, you know, because it's a diverse group of kids.
Yeah.
So you do kind of notice certain things racially sometimes. They're like, you don't really know all the details of like why a child is developed, like coming out. Their personality is coming out the way it is. But I do see sometimes with the Black girls, there is some there's some need to learn how to verbalize emotions, show vulnerability. There's some certain things I see with aggression, but really that's just not an understanding of how to express, oneself. Maybe not feeling safe that you can really go into the emotion that you really may feel.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, I can think of just some young folks that I've encountered that I'm like, they would do really well with learning how to do some of that work. And I don't know, I would totally be open once you have it kind of developed and you come to Atlanta, you can come to and work with the kids on some of these things, because this needs to be a class.
Yeah. No, we were like,
I totally agree, because yeah, because I could see it definitely working on so many levels. I only have, my daughter, Mackenzie, she had some definitely, I don't know, I think that's more of her daddy side anger issues as far as getting, well, that's the Virgo in her too, that wanted things to go the way she wanted and wanted everybody to do it. So I ended up teaching. I taught all of them, but she was the one for some reason that gravitated to it the most. And she happened to be the one who needed to control her emotions the most and not snap. So she started learning, and she still does it. She meditates on her own, especially when she feels like something's going on, which allows for her to be able to, and she does shadow work, which is interesting. Like like hearing and watching her is like, okay, I know I showed all of them, but it's amazing to see the one who had more of the roller coaster in her emotions is the one who took to it the most. And she still runs with it, not even being really around me like that. She still takes it. So I think that's what you're trying to do is amazing, because I was like, I only did that with her, with them. And to see the results like that, and then having a daughter that's in high school, this type of thing will help her come out, because granted, I show all of them, but those high schoolers tend to they I don't know, they go within, because it's like she doesn't necessarily want to talk to me despite knowing that she has that opportunity. But I always encourage her and open up, like, oh, here's your community of women. And I tagged, I emailed all of them and told them their responsibility. Like, I need you to be there for, even if she's not talking to me, I need to know she's safe to talk to somebody. So just now I'm getting ready to put her in this this group message with all of us, so she can identify and know, not only do I trust them, but she can trust them as well, because they're all here for her. And she's been going out. I mean, granted, it hurts a little bit because I'm like, I'm your mom, but but it feels good to know that she does have some good, solid women that's in her life that I respect. That she can fall on, lean on, even when I can't. So I think a program like that is just wonderful, because it's not always like parents aren't trying to connect to their children. It's just that part of life. Their experience is something totally different. And no matter how much I would like to tell her and be like, this is what it looks like, she's still going to see it. And I think those type of environments open up and allow for them to kind of be themselves, because kids aren't the same when they're in school versus when they're at home. And so if they got a place like that to go to, then I think I would sign my daughters up for it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for that.
Chill skills and trap yoga.
Right.
I'm super excited for it. Like, every time I get into these like different spaces or whatever it is, the need just keeps coming up. So I'm just like, okay, we have to do it. I have a friend of mine who's she's also a yoga instructor, but she just be really good. Like, she works for a nonprofit right now. I'm like, okay, let's bring her on the team. So yeah,
I'm down. Well, if y'all want to bring in somebody remote,
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what I was thinking? That would be so cool, because they'll graduate from trap yoga, chill skills to goddess waist beads and understanding their body. So it's like you're creating a whole full line of something for them to be in.
Yep.
because there'll be more goddess bees when they get to college.
Yes, and they don't have to be like Danny Lay. We don't want them to be like Danny Lay.
Nah. I was just listening to somebody talk about her.
Yeah, we got to start young so these ladies know their value.
Yeah.
And they can control themselves, their emotions. But yeah, that made me think. I was like, I should keep an emotion wheel in the classroom. And so when kids start acting up, I'm like, pick out how you feel. Because I try to talk to them, but they can't express themselves. Yeah. And I talk to them. I'm like, this hard.
Yeah.
I'm talking to them how I would speak to an adult that has a certain,
Heck, some adults can't even express how they feel.
I know. Why are you acting this way? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and then there's the hormones, right? Like the shift in hormones is taking place.
And they probably eating all kind of mess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like blood sugar. But
it's always helpful when you can identify what the feeling is so you can deal with it. The quicker you can identify the feeling, the quicker you can get over it.
Yes, exactly.
And then sometimes probably looking for the feeling they're going to have moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From the feeling. That action just makes you calm down anyway because you're like, okay, well, let me kind of look here.
Right. You know what's really going on. It's really good.
Right. Why are you trying to fight everybody? Because I'm hungry. Like, oh, okay.
Hungry. Yes.
And I could be showing them, hey, I feel here. Annoyed with you.
And don't they show that like all emotions come from like 4 core emotions?
Yeah. Anger, sadness.
Yeah.
Happy, joy, or something like that.
And when you can identify the core one, I don't know. That just makes
you know how to change it.
Yeah, it's just like
they say become curious.
Frustration comes from what? Fear or anger, one of those or whatever. And you're just like, okay. Why am I angry? Like I just thought I was whatever. So
identify it, then question it.
Yes.
Question the heck out of it.
Oh, I'm gonna try this with the kids. I'm very interested to see how this is going to go.
Those exercises really, they really work. Like my sister, as a mental health practitioner, she does different exercises with her clients. And I think like having that step-by-step process kind of takes you out of, the like association that like something is like mentally wrong with you because you're just looking at it from a diagnosis, and from a medical perspective it's a little bit outside of you, and then you can kind of deal with it when you have that perspective. So those exercises really do work.
Okay.
Especially with the kids.
Yeah, and they need to learn young because some of them are like, man, this kid don't know how to communicate or talk to others in a way that is healthy, kind, to themselves or other people. You can just already see it, and it's like, hey, if something kind of don't get done about this kid is not gonna like grow up and be like the best kind of person,
Yeah.
So for sure. Well, awesome. I think that's great. Definitely looking forward to seeing how that develops and participating if that's an option. So very, very cool. Very cool. So let's go through aha moments from today's session.
My aha is the Canva templates, because I actually make them myself. I don't always use what Canva has there. Or some stuff that I see, I'd be like, oh, I can flip this. This can be so different. And grabbing my own pictures and different things. So I never even thought about doing the template and then like selling a template of some sort. And then the package and product design. Like that, I was like, oh yeah, I did see that. I did question that. And I think that is a great way to go. Because like you said, even being in those logo groups, it's amazing because so many people have hit me up asking me if I need a logo. I'm like, no, I don't need a logo. But you're right, because it is so tedious at the end of the day to just do logo after logo after logo. It's like, so what else you gonna do with this? I know you're gonna do something with it, and I want to know what else you're doing with your logo. Like, I don't mind doing it, but I would like to know what else you plan on using that for. Whether you and then kind of like locking them in with that package deal of like, okay, so this is what you're trying to do with your logo. I can do that. Include some social media posting, so you can have that set template, and you can go into Canva and design it yourself. You don't always necessarily, once the template is there, you'll have a couple that you can pull from that's just for your brand type of situation. So that was my aha moment. Like,
perfect.
That is good. That is good.
And that could be part of the subscription. They get the templates maybe it's even templates. Instead of customizing something for them, it could be they get access to new designs.
Yeah.
That they can customize for their brand every month, So there's so many different ways to incorporate more streams of income.
Yes. Definitely.
Awesome. How about for you? Was there anything else?
No.
Okay. How about for you, Jamila?
For me, I really liked the idea of incorporating the trap yoga and chill skills with the Goddess Ways. I love the idea of like young girls graduating from chill skills and going on to the Goddess Way Speed course. That makes me really excited. So I just love how that could come together.
Nice.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So what is your word of how you're feeling leaving today's session?
I feel inspired.
Nice.
I don't know if it's a description of how I feel, but if I feel vibe, like it's a vibe right now. I like the vibe with us. And the vibe with finding my mood board. I just like the vibe. Yeah, so I'm vibing.
I love that word,
vibing.
I like that.
Vibing. My word is hopeful. I'm like, you know what? I can do that with these kids. Turn out all right, because I'd be great about them. So yes, I'm like, I'm gonna try some chill skills with the kids, and I'll let y'all know how it goes.
Yes,
definitely. I look forward to it. Know.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, ladies, I'm going to try to make sure I actually put your assignment in the folder this time. I was moving so fast. Like, okay, I did it. It's done. I was like, wait, I didn't even do the right thing. So yeah, I will make lesson 8 available. I'll send y'all the calendar invitation for the graduation, and also put your assignment in your folder and send you the Kartra link and let you know everything is up.
Okay.
So yes, and feel free to reach out if you want to schedule a 30-minute session for this coming week or next week.
Okay.
And here for any questions in the meantime.
Thank you guys so much.
Y'all enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and the rest of your week.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.